Okay everyone, so in the last video, we worked with arithmetic operators. Now let's try to talk about the assignment operators. So when you talk about the assignment operator, which is related to the equal sign, and sometimes we may think that this is going to be it may mean equal to in mathematics, right? But in programming, we used here, if we try to break down a left operand that will be set to the right operand. Okay, or the value of the expression on the right. So it's like get set to. So that means let's have an example. If I have a variable a and we have here the value of 5. So if we try to read this, we do have a declaration of a variable and we are assigning a data type into that variable or a value to that variable. So if I go and try to echo $a, we should be able to get the value of 5. And if we go back to the browser, and we do get that value of 5. And we've seen this in the previous examples. So in here, we can see that the left operand gets set to the value of the assignment expression on the right. So again, this is the assignment operator. We have a data type integer. We're going to be setting this expression to the expression that we declared as a variable that we are now currently echoing in this echo statement. Now, similar to the arithmetic operators that we have up here, the addition, subtraction operator, multiplication operator, we can maximize the use of a shorthand for combining the assignment operator with the arithmetic operators. So we do have here addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus that we talked about in the previous video. But before we go and try to work with some of the values that we have here, I just want to first also talk about the assignment by reference. So let's have a variable here that we declared and we assigned the value of 5. What if we have here a variable declaration for b and then we used here the end symbol, then $a? What are we going to get from echoing $b? So this is an example of assignment by reference, just to analyze what are we going to get. Let's concatenate that and let's correct here. So this is an example of assignment by reference. Let's see what are we going to see. 5, this is an example of an assignment reference 5. So let's just put here an echo break just to see that. So we can see here, this is an example of assignment by reference and we're getting the value of 5. And we do have here that ampersand or the end symbol character, and then the variable declaration with the $sign and the variable a identifier. So what would happen if I go and redeclare variable a with a different value? What are we going to get printed out on our variable b? So let's try to see and check and refresh. Let's first try to have an echo again here. And let's have a print here again. And let's try to print this out and check what are we going to get. And we do get that value. Let me just go put this echo break here. We do get that assignment by reference 10. This is an example of assignment by reference 10. Will this still work without the ampersand? I do think so. I think this is just going to be a way for us to know that what we're trying to do is assignment by reference. So I think the ampersand is a good way for us to have more way to better the reference, and we know that we are using that ampersand symbol as a way to say that this is an assignment by reference that we're trying to do for a specific variable declaration that we made. So just have that in mind. Assignment by reference just means that both variables will be ending up pointing at the same data, and nothing is going to be copied at anywhere, or there will be nothing copied anywhere else. We're just pointing to the same data that we have here. So variable A and variable B will be pointing to this reference, which is going to be the data type 10. Same with what we have here, pointing with the value of 5. So here we just change the value of A for testing, right? Of A for testing. Just to see that we can display the value 10 once we try to reference it and store it in another variable. So in here we can also do some arithmetic assignment operators. Sometimes we can hear, or you might be able to read in some forums, the term compound assignment. Compound assignment, if I can type that correctly, with augmented addition, subtraction, multiplication, multiplication, division, modulus. So that's possible. Let's have to look into this. Augmented addition. Let's have some examples just to demonstrate. So let's just look at some of the examples here for compound assignment, addition, and the other examples that we have for the arithmetic assignment operators. And let's say I have a declaration for addition, assign the value of 10, and addition, assign the value of another 10. And we have this syntax from where we are saying addition plus equal sign, and we want to assign this value to here. And if we try to echo out addition, what are we going to get on the browser? Let me just see. And we do get 20. And this is like a shorthand for you saying, if I go and try to comment that out, and we would want to say addition is assign the value of addition and let's comment this out. What are we going to get if we try to do this and see what would happen? We still do get that 20, right? So if I say num1 is assign the value, or plus assign the value of num2, and we have here num1 assign the value of 2, num2 assign the value of 5, and then if you try to echo out num1, we should get 7. Yep, we do get 7. And that's just the idea there that we want to emphasize. You will see we do get 7 getting printed out on the browser. And this is just going to be same as to num1. It's assign the value of this one should be $num1 plus $num2, or variable declaration for the num1, number 1, and number 2. And when we try to echo this out, you will see that 2 plus 5 is supposedly 7. And if we go back here, we do get that 7, and we're not running into any form of error. So I hope that gave you an idea on how things would work. So this should still be producing the same values, and we do see that it's still 20. If we try to replace this with 20 plus 20, we should be able to get, or let's see, 20 plus 10, sorry, that's 20 plus 10, because currently we have a value of 20, and we're assigning it, then adding the value of 10. So it's adding to our echo here, addition, the value of 30. So this will just be similar with, I think we can also add exponentiation here. So my challenge for you would be to try to figure out how this works with the other arithmetic operators. So at least try to work on some examples that will be showcasing augmented compound assignment with augmented addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and exponentiation. So we can try to think of examples that will be showcasing how we can try to shorten the following values here, like num1 plus num2. Rather than using num1 plus num2 here, we would want to shorthand that. So the coding challenge will be use shorthand method. So this means this is the shorthand method. Shorthand method. So have a coding, let's have a coding challenge from where you will be doing the exact same thing here. So let's say I have a subtraction number 1. Just to subtraction number 2. Let's initialize it with 10. And here 5. Then try to echo out here subtraction number 1. Find the value of minus equal sign. We can choose subtraction number 2. And you would see I'm using identifiers here that I can just think of. And what are we going to get if we do have that echoed out in our browser? So we do get 5. And that just means we have value of 10. And we're deducting the value of number 2 here. So that's similar. And you will see I'm echoing this method here. But we can actually try to have this here. And have subtraction number 1 as the display that's getting echoed. So let's try to see what's going to happen there. So we do get 5. And if we try to comment this out, just as another subtraction number 1, assign the value of subtraction number 1 minus subtraction number 2. So this should produce the exact same values. So we do get 5 still on the browser. So now try to do that on some of the other arithmetic operators.